This looks like the place.
Yes.
Let's see what we can find out. No facts here.
No, I thought he could tell us more than that.
Maybe, maybe not. Let's give this place a try.
All right, if you say so.
Nothing.
Their stories don't check out. Where can we get the facts?
Not here. Still no answer.
I'm so confused. Everybody says something different. I can't believe them. I'm ready to give up. There just doesn't seem to be any one way to really know.
Wait. Maybe. Maybe.
No maybes about it. This is the right place. The answer to the problem of the mystified buyer is in every Rambler showroom. Now, maybe it doesn't seem like much of a problem to you. After all, you know the facts. But put yourself in the position of today's new car prospect. This year, more than ever before, he's literally surrounded by new models. Many of them so new that they haven't even passed the first test of public use yet. And all that these cars can give him are claims. Claims and more claims. Every salesman he talks to tells him his car is best. One claim cancels out another. One wishful statistic knocks out the other. The result? He ends up completely and miserably confused, mystified. Sure, he can look up the facts, and maybe he can even understand them if he's a graduate engineer. But if he isn't, well, that's when he needs you. And this. Yes, the 1960 Rambler X-ray program provides the greatest source of authoritative facts a prospect can find in this confusing world of new cars. These 3 X-ray books provide you with the surest sales builders in the automotive world today. 1960 X-ray checks all the new economy cars on the basis of usefulness to the user. 1960 X-ray checks today's standard size cars on the basis of usefulness to the user. The 1960 X-ray checks the fine cars in the medium price field on the basis of usefulness to the user. Usefulness to the user. What can your car do for me? Isn't this what your prospects want to find out when they come to you? And isn't this just the kind of information that competition can't provide on their new and untested cars? Take this book, for example. The X-ray which compares Rambler and Rambler American with other economy cars. What's in it? How can you use it? What can it do for you? Well, first off, it's not something you'll want to sit down and memorize. It's something to use. Every item in it has been designed to give your selling story a big boost and to help you make a faster, surer close. It helps step up your prospecting in a way that leads to sales. Remember, although this book is designed for you, it is written to your prospect, tells the story he wants to hear, and in terms that mean something to him. It compares Rambler with competition's so-called economy cars, not in art, but in actual photographs that can't lie. There are no wild, unsubstantiated claims in this book. Nothing but solid, authoritative facts that no one can argue with. The X-ray engineer takes competitive features, point for point, and shows how Rambler offers more in terms of usefulness to the user. He has this to say about the Corvair.
Because of its narrow front door, low car height, and recessed floor, it's difficult to get out. On the other hand, Rambler American has high, wide doors and a level floor that makes getting out easy and dignified.
The X-ray engineer checks out economy car room and comfort from bumper to bumper and from roof to road, and proves with actual photographs that Rambler American tops them all. He has the facts when it comes to safety, too. He points out the danger spots in competitive cars, the flimsy doors that other cars offer as compared with the strong, solid doors of the American, the perilous up-front location of the Corvair gasoline tank with a gasoline heater right over it. the lack of adequate rear-end protection on the Valiant. And in the safety box score, who comes out on top? Right, Rambler. Now, what about maneuverability? What about construction? Here's what the X-ray engineer has to say.
Most economy cars, such as Valiant and Falcon, have only a single wall rear quarter panel construction. But Rambler American has two walls of steel. The exclusive method of construction not only adds to the solid feeling, but the box section structure gives additional protection, too.
These are the kind of facts you can point out to a prospect to prove the superiority of Rambler. And your great new X-ray books are loaded with countless other powerful sales points. For example, when you're talking about engines and performance, you can point out the superiority of the Rambler manifold, just as the X-ray engineer does.
The bolted-on intake manifold on Valiant and many other cars cannot deliver an even temperature-controlled fuel-air mixture to the engine. As a result, engine efficiency is reduced. The isothermal intake manifold used on the Rambler American is cast into the block. This permits engine coolant to preheat the fuel-air mixture to increase efficiency.
Facts designed to impress your prospects. Facts verified by an authoritative source and an undoctored photograph. Facts that will be believed. Take this overall look at Rambler American. Here are the pluses, big and little, that can add up to sales. Here are some of the things the X-ray engineer has to say.
Compare Corvair's light paperboard door panels with the sturdy vinyl-covered fiberboard panels your prospect will find in a Rambler. Compare Valiant's trunk compartment, obstructed by the gasoline intake line, with the uncluttered trunk of the American. And for a real clincher, take a look at the Falcon sound deadener, a plastic-wrapped bundle of material simply stuffed into a trouble spot. Compare this with the built-in sound deadening system in Rambler.
Yes, they're all here. All these product points and many, many more. But that's not all, not half. Because your X-ray really gets down to cases. Economy? What competitor even has a story to tell? What competitor can match the record of the Rambler American, topping all cars in the 1959 mobile gas economy run? 25.3 miles per gallon, with an automatic transmission, too. Not a claim, but a recorded fact. Second only to the Rambler American, the Rambler 6 recorded 22.9 miles per gallon with automatic transmission in the mobile gas economy run. Also, records for both models were established in coast-to-coast official NASCAR economy runs. Again, these are facts, not claims, and they're all right here for your prospects to read. What about price? Right here, the advertised delivered price for the Rambler American is up to $130 below the Falcon, up to $194 below the Corvair, and up to $209 below the Valiant. Rambler is priced lowest of them all. These are the facts. And finally, there's resale value, an area where there isn't any competition. The X-ray proves it. Shows what the authorities, the NADA Used Car Guide, and the Red Book prove month after month. Rambler has the highest resale value of any car. How can the others compete? They don't even have established resale values yet. And the 3 X-ray books cover all cars, point by point. X-ray checks on station wagons and proves Rambler in a class by itself. X-ray checks on features and options and points out pluses that can only be bought with Rambler. X-ray adds up the box score on all competitive 1960 cars, and the facts leave no room for doubt. Rambler wins hands down. And that's the kind of facts you'll find in all 3 of your new 1960 X-ray books. The kind of facts your prospects want. The only kind of facts that will end his confusion. The only kind of facts that will help him evaluate the new cars in terms of his own needs and wants. And most of all, the only kind that will help him make up his mind, help him to decide on Rambler, help him choose the car that is most useful to him. And that makes it most useful to you. Use it to answer objections.
I'm glad you brought that up, Mr. Bartlett. Yes, Rambler does have more power, but it's tops in economy, too. See, right here in the X-ray box store.
Use it to speed your close.
Yes, that rear engine is kind of novel, Mr. Bartlett. But let me show you the facts on how the Rambler you're interested in beats it. You see, there are a lot of other.
Use it with V-backs.
I'll be out this evening to talk it over with you and your wife, Mr. Johnson. Now, why don't you take this X-ray book along to show her? It compares all the cars you've been thinking about. It will certainly save you a lot of shopping.
Use it to turn suspects into prospects. To get your bird dogs on their toes. And to turn your new Rambler owners, some of the world's best salesmen, into even better salesmen for you. But most important, when people like this come in, confused, tired, and hungry for answers, you'll be ready for them. You'll know what they're looking for. Usefulness to them. You'll have the answers, the pictures, the documented proof. And with all this selling help, you'll be ready to send them away like this. Or like this. Or like this. That's the real purpose of your new 1960 Rambler X-ray program, to turn mystified shoppers into happy Rambler buyers. Use it, and you'll be glad you did.